An electric vehicle burst into flames deep inside an automotive service center. This type of incident can be quite challenging for firefighters. This incident happened early Sunday morning around 5 a.m., and it was originally dispatched as an automatic fire alarm. After talking to firefighters on scene, they mentioned this building was a bit of a nuisance because it was under construction. They had multiple fire alarms in the weeks leading up to this that amounted to nothing, and this is pretty common for the fire service. But things took a turn when they got on scene and actually found the water gong sounding. That means there's water flowing somewhere inside the building due to a sprinkler activation. And that's exactly what they found. They found there was smoke inside the structure and upgraded to a full structure fire response. After getting crews inside the building, they found a very difficult situation: an electric vehicle on fire up on a lift. The vehicle that was on fire was an Audi e-tron GT, and I believe it was in the service center for an electrical issue. It had been in there for multiple days. Now, I don't know how long it had been on the lift, but being as it was Sunday morning, I assume that it's been on the lift at least since Friday. This is a vehicle that's had multiple recalls. A recall for the high voltage battery back in 2023 related to the possibility of liquid leaking into the high voltage battery, causing arcing and an increased risk of fire. Another recall late in 2023 related to the charging system overheating. And then early in 2024, owners were advised not to charge their battery above 80% because there's a possibility of a short circuit in the high voltage battery, again, increasing the risk of fire. Something that I would recommend to all automotive service centers, dealerships. Do not park these vehicles indoors if there's some problem with the electrical system or the high voltage battery. They should be stored outside at least 50 feet away from any other vehicle or building. Now, in this incident, fire crews were very fortunate because there was a sprinkler head activation. Now, that sprinkler system will not extinguish the full extent of the electric vehicle, but it will keep the fire in check and keep that fire from spreading to another vehicle and the building itself. Unfortunately, the lift was damaged, so fire crews were unable to lower that vehicle down to the ground. They had to fight the fire while the vehicle was still up in the air, and they had to leave that vehicle in the service center because they had no way of getting it out of that service center. Now, we don't know the state of charge of this vehicle, but it does have a 97 kilowatt hour battery and it's an 800-volt system. It uses pouch style cells and 33 battery modules that seem to be enclosed in some type of metal case. From what I'm seeing, this design will help contain the thermal runaway to one battery module and not let it cascade from module to module to module. You can see a lot of the fire damage is towards the front of this vehicle, around the charging port. That's where the power electronics are located, and there's actually a battery management system, more power electronics, on top of the battery case towards the front of this vehicle. Once crews were able to extinguish the fire and ventilate the structure, they were able to work with a forklift to try to remove that vehicle from the lift and then remove it from the structure. But during this process, about 90 minutes after the fire was initially extinguished, the vehicle caught on fire again. Removing this vehicle from the structure was a bit of a challenge. Not only did they have to lower that from the lift using a forklift, but they had to set this vehicle on dollies and push it approximately 100 feet to get it to the bay door so they could get it outside of the building. That's not an easy task to begin with, but this specific vehicle didn't have the wheels on, which made it even more of a challenge. This is a cultural shift in the fire service. If this was a combustion engine vehicle that had caught on fire in a service center, we would have left it right there after we put all the fire out. Unfortunately, with an electric vehicle, we have to remove the hazard from that structure. So we're going to have to remove that electric vehicle from the structure and put it in a safe spot. Another recommendation for service centers: if you're going to be working on electric vehicles, use those lifts nearest to the exterior wall, nearest to the bay doors. That way, it's a lot easier to get the vehicle out of the structure if there is a problem. Another unfortunate fact about this incident: there are multiple other vehicles in that service bay getting service done, sitting over the weekend. They had their windows open, they're exposed to the smoke, the heat, the steam, the water damage from that sprinkler head going off. So a lot of problems, a lot of those vehicles will likely get totaled. Fire crews on scene did an excellent job with this incident. I'm sure they learned a lot because this isn't the normal thing that we deal with. There's a lot of unique challenges involved in electric vehicle fires.